Hi friends, so I'm Ribbon from Language Academy, and in this video we are going to discuss task 1 of general IELTS examination, which is letter writing. So as we all know that there are 3 different types of letters, that is formal letters, informal letters and semi-formal letters. So we are starting here with semi-formal letters today. The basic criteria for marking of writing module remains the same. First is task achievement. That is minimum you need to address at least all the topics of the question. Second is lexical resources, a decent level of vocabulary you need to use. Third comes grammatical range and accuracy. Obviously your grammar has to be perfect and accurate, and in spite of that you have to add different complex conditional compound sentences in your write-up. Coherence and cohesion, that means whatever you are writing should be linked up in a proper manner, that is the flow should be perfect. So here is the question that we are going to attempt today. The question says that you work in an office which needs some improvement and you are keen to be promoted. Your employer at the same time needs to find a new manager for your department. So you need to write a letter to the employer saying, ask to be considered for this position or this job. Second, explain why you would be a suitable candidate. And third, what changes will you make for improvement? So the first task achievement criteria says that you need to address all the parts of the question. So you have to be very confident for that you don't skip anything. When I say you don't skip anything, does not only mean that you have to give answer to the questions, to the bullet points which are there, but the lines which are written before that you work in an office which needs some improvement. So, and you are keen to be promoted. So just make a background idea that you are keen. You have to present a strong desire for that. You are working in an office. There is a need for some improvement. You have to make a story of what kind of improvement is required, and hence you have to make your write-up. So here, if you look at the answer, it says, Dear Mr. Smith, like it is a semi-formal letter you're writing to your employer. So we can address the person with his name. It is now 5 years since I joined this organization, and while I find my current job position of, you have to find a relevant position or designation to continue your write-up, of assistant operations manager, very rewarding, comma, I feel I am ready to take on a more challenging role. So write my first sentence. If you clearly see, it is a compound sentence as well as a complex sentence. So and makes it a compound sentence, and then the word while has already been marked, the comma after rewarding has been marked. That will fulfill the criteria of writing a complex sentence. So it is very good to give an impressive start to your letter, and the same goes for essay also. If you talk particularly about letter, we have to be very straightforward with the content. We don't have to go round and round the topic. Whatever you want to convey, it should come directly to the person whom you are addressing. So in the very first sentence, we are writing that it has been 5 years. I am at this position. I am finding it really interesting, but now I feel I want to take something more challenging in life. I would therefore. Now again, we are using a conjunction, therefore. I would therefore like to apply for the position of manager operations. So directly the first paragraph of your letter should convey your idea behind writing this letter. If it is not clear in the very first paragraph, your purpose of writing is not clear, you are definitely lacking somewhere in the convey of the information. So be very careful about that. The second paragraph, the second question over here is, explain why you would be a suitable candidate. So obviously whenever we apply for a job, we need to present ourselves to be a suitable candidate for the position. So here it goes. I have done masters in business management and I have over 8 years experience working in this industry. A compound sentence using and. I have also recently taken a course in organizations management. Also recently, again a better presentation of your idea. Now, we would not continue writing each and every sentence starting with I, because it will become monotonous. We have to fulfill the criteria of grammatical range. That means a different variety of sentence structures. So the next, we are starting with during my time. All the words which I have marked are only those which you can use in a number of questions. It is not that they can be used only in this particular question. You just make a note that whatever letter you're writing the next time, you can fit all these words there also. During my time here, I have been responsible for implementing several new systems, as you are aware. Now again, a type of connector, but you can actually involve the person to whom you're writing in your writer. As you are aware, many of the operating systems we are currently using are obsolete and need to be upgraded. Now I am referring to the problem, because we said in the question that you're working in an office which needs some improvement, and also there was a requirement that you have to suggest changes. So before suggesting changes, you have to mention about the problem, only then you can link it with the changes, right? So here we are mentioning that as you are aware, the operating systems which you are using are somewhere obsolete and they need to be upgraded. If I were given the opportunity, again, this is a conditional sentence, will give us marks for the third marking criteria, that is grammatical range. If I were given the opportunity to manage this segment, then I would plan to gradually update the systems so that the office can run more clearly. Again, turning a conditional sentence into a complex sentence, or I should say compound sentence, using a connector again, so that the office can run more smoothly. Because whenever you give a suggestion, you have to say why that particular suggestion will work. Not only just you are mentioning, okay, this needs to be done. Why do you think, or what effect that change will have, has to be mentioned along with, so that the office can run more smoothly. If not anything in specific, at least a general result for that. Apart from that, you can just wind up, because whenever we apply for a job, we just give our qualifications in a segment. We can say, I am an enthusiastic and energetic employee, and I feel I am well qualified for this position. After that, since you are applying for a job, a formal ending is required. Would and could are words which are used in formal sense. I would be grateful if you consider me for this role or position, whichever word you have not used earlier, you can use it here. So this will give a formal wind up to your task 1, and because it is a semi-formal letter, it has to be yours sincerely at the end, and then a name. So again, a request to keep in mind the marking criteria, because if you are writing really good but still you are lacking in the marking criteria, it won't be of any good to you. You can write exceptionally good vocab, but only vocab won't do the purpose, as it is only 25% of your marks. All the 4 marking criteria, task achievement, coherence and cohesion, grammatical range and accuracy, and lexical resources has to be measured proportionately, that is 25% each. Only then you can fulfill your marking criteria. So just make note of all the words which are marked, and whenever you write a letter, just mark and see how many of these words you are able to put into your writer. If there are 7 or 8 from this, you are going good. A bit of more practice will definitely improve your score. So this is all for a semi-formal letter type. In the comment section, you can let us know if you have any doubts, or if you want any other question type to be covered. We'll definitely get back to you. Till then, take care and bye-bye.